They'll look to throw here on first down. Steps away to his, and he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. Anthony Walker able to run him down for a loss of a yard. Chalk that up as their first sack in this game, and they tallied 4 a week ago.
And probably not as much exultation in that sack as what took us so long. Because when you get 4 the previous week, you're counting on continuing that momentum. They didn't get that done in the first half of the game. Let's see now if they start to bring even more exotic pressure towards the quarterback.
A.J. Green.
Well, that one was all about the defender making life difficult for the receiver. Very tough for a guy to hold on to the football through all that contact. He ends up forcing the incompletion.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Gurley. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
A 43-yard attempt.
Gonzalez's kick is good. And in the 4th quarter, this game is tied.
The game at 22.
I tell you, the life of a kicker. He has not been called on the entire game. He's over there by the net, but they send him out here in the 4th quarter and say, hey, go tie the game, will you? And guess what? He comes through.
I just don't know how they do it. I really don't. These cats are a different breed from you and me. That's a pressure kick, but that one was never in doubt.
Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. And we essentially have a brand new ball game. After that last field goal has tied us all up, we brace for what should be an exciting rest of this 4th quarter. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
He was brought down by Marcus May. A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
Now an option play on 2nd down. And he'll be pulled down as a penalty flag will rein in as well, and that would appear to be a face mask.
Face mask. Defense.
Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
They run once more with Taylor, fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line.
Jonathan Taylor.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports.
The 35-yard line.
So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Jonathan Taylor, his first touchdown on the year. And the Colts have broken our tie as they take the lead.
Hey, that score deserves our respect, deserves our excitement. But I'm looking at the clock, and I'm thinking there's a long way to go in this one.
Ideally, they would have liked to milk a little bit more time off. Now, on the other sideline, you start to get the crew together and say, this is what we practiced a 2-minute drill for, right?
Yeah, you hope you've been in that situation before, and if you haven't, you just have the confidence, hey, let's go down there and get this thing done. But, boy, that's a big score right there to give them the advantage.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
So the Jets now down by 7. At time, a huge factor. They need a touchdown and the PAT to tie it as they come up 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground with Gurley. And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. Another carry now for Gurley. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 40-yard line.
He's back to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down.
Quarterback
Grover Stewart in there to drop him as that clock continues to run.
At the 36-yard line.
He's going to let it fly. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
They'll probably spend a little extra time dissecting the game film after this one. I think the part of their plan was to hit them over the top of the deep ball. They've been unsuccessful all night.
Back to throw. He's got his man here. It's Green. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds left to go. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds left to go. They'll look to throw. That's caught inside the 20. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. One final shot. They'll look to throw. And it's caught. It's a touchdown with zeros on the clock. And an extra point will send us to OT.
Well, there's no doubt they just seized the momentum with that one. They can go ahead and kick the extra point here and ride that home wave on into overtime.
Now for the all-critical extra point. And no sweat. He puts it through, and we are tied here in the 4th. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
They're on 29-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They're set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing, because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
And it's been loud in here so far. They'll run on first down. Taylor. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Pass complete to number 13, T.Y. Hilton. A 7-yard gain on the
3rd and 1, trying to keep this drive in overtime going. A big one coming up. They'll run with Taylor. He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. Now Now a second timeout called for by the defense. They'll be down to just one remaining as we step aside here in overtime. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. This one angles out of bounds at a good spot in the coffin corner. And they're going to mark this out of the 5-yard line. They decide against going for it on 4th and 1, maybe to the dismay of their offense, but hey, a nice consolation prize down inside the 5.
Nice consolation prize indeed. So maybe the offense is upset, but they showed confidence in their defense by punting it away.
And able to get it across the 10 to the 15. Trying to escape the shadow of their goalpost. That helped. 10 yards, first down.
1st and 10 at the 15-yard line.
Back to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
The quarterback,
Grover Stewart, able to drop him that time for his second sack of the evening.
brings up 2nd and 12.
And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. That's their 2nd and last timeout here in the overtime session. We'll be back. 1st and 2nd down were a disaster. Both went backwards. Now it's 3rd and 18. They need something big. Looking long for his tight end Reed. Oh, so close but incomplete. Could have been a big turnover in overtime if he'd held on. Instead, though, it's 4th down.
Coverage.
Here's the Jets punter now. On for a very important punt here in overtime. Now a hit and a loose football. And it's scooped up by the Jets. The 20. And he brings it back to the house. It's a touchdown. And in a crazy inning, a defensive score wins it. From that electric finish. You get into overtime, that's one thing. It was a great 4 quarters. But then in OT, not only to win it, but to win it on a defensive score. Wow.
Oh, definitely. And I think from now on, we're going to definitely travel someone who can help us, because I thought I was going to pass out at the end. Not just getting to the overtime, but the plays in overtime that led to this one, and to finish it on a defensive touchdown, a takeaway that gets into the end zone. I'm not rooting for anyone, but boy, I love to see games finish that way.
So for the Jets, they boost their record up to a strong 4-1. And they'll get a few extra days to savor this one before they take on the New Orleans Saints. Meanwhile, for the Colts, they'll fall to 1-4 with a loss. And they'll try again next week at home against New England. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.